Aragchi has suggested that Iran may be owed financial compensation from the United States. What do you make of that? And can you see Trump handing over the cash?
Yes, well, greetings to today, Mark, and thank you for having us, and greetings to your viewers and your other guests. And it is with great interest that Americans watched Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, his press conference. And we did note that he did say that he wanted to know why the United States attacked Iran in the middle of negotiations. Second, he wanted assurances that we would not attack Iran again in the middle of negotiations. And third, he requested compensation for the damage that we caused during our first round of attacks. And this is brilliant. It once again highlights that, first of all, Iran does have the right under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty to enrich uranium, reprocess for their own peaceful civilian nuclear purposes, for energy, for medical use. It also highlights the betrayal by the International Atomic Energy Agency when Rafael Grossi, their weapons inspector or their nuclear energy inspector, was actually collaborating with Israel and feeding the names of scientists to Israeli intelligence. So to answer your question, will the United States fork over the cash? Well, the United States, being a big bully and seeing how Trump's recent attempts to amass as much investment, as much global money as we can based on perhaps past injustices, it's doubtful that we are going to actually fork over any cash during the Trump administration. However, it does drive home the point that America has acted outside of the law. Our strikes on Iran were in violation of international law. Domestically, they were in violation of the United States Constitution and also the 1973 War Powers Act. And we have really painted ourselves into a corner because for months we were worried Israel would drag us into war with Iran, and now they have dragged us into war with Iran, and we have spent a great deal of money. It turns out we used 25% of our THAAD missiles defending Israel from airstrikes. Israel suffered $8 billion in damage. They want the United States aid to pay for their $8 billion in damage. Now, Iran would like us to pay for the damage we caused to Iran's facilities. And really what this is highlighting is that America is not just being isolated on the world stage, but we are also becoming weaker. We are becoming perhaps a little ridiculed, and other countries are standing up to our actions. So Minister Araghchi's most recent interview laying out his conditions, much like we see Putin laying out his conditions for resolving the war in Ukraine, much like we see President Xi laying out his counter-tariff responses to our tariff threats, and much like we see India's recent statement a couple days ago that they are going to continue buying cheap Russian oil instead of caving into America's threats of 100% tariffs, because the world can see the writing on the wall. India is looking at the West, looking at the East, and saying we need to act in our own self-interest.
Okay.
Which is what other countries are doing now, rather than cave into America's bullying.